together by opening and allowing multinational corporations to operate on open account. It facilitates illicit financial flow, or the flow of resources outside the country, and it is impacting on the national development in one way or the other.
We've been talking about these things for years, but now can we move from words to action? Because we know what the IFFs are. Of course, the definition is still there up in the air, but people have brought us the numbers, we know the statistics, but we've talked and talked, but how do we get from the words to the action?
Getting onto the grey list is also a risky point. How do we work together to see that all of us can be off, so that we attract investment, not through the tax system, but by making the environment friendly for each other and avoid the race to the bottom.
We are always seeing in money coming into Uganda, but also there is cash moving out of the country. And of course, this is cash that would have financed our public sector.
We cannot compare Uganda with the US, where the GDP, everything is far above. And we know that we even don't have the capacity, and we want to start comparing this. I think it's a very difficult situation.
It pains a lot to see, as a business person, to see myself paying taxes and other colleagues who may even be performing better than myself not paying taxes at all. So the big question is to URA, where is the problem? Where is the challenge? Why don't you collect from the other members in the register?
Somebody has a small health facility somewhere, a small school somewhere, and says, I built Sheraton using that small income from that small school.
Why is Ministry of Finance not transparent? Have you ever carried out any evaluation at all to inform you of the need to continue providing the incentives, or as you attract more investors, what lessons you have learned and what needs to be reviewed?
Why do we give tax holidays, tax incentives to people who are going to steal the money anyway through tax avoidance, tax planning?
So how does URA address this kind of behavior, mayhem, on a local businessman or a businesswoman who has invested and even paid, has contributed to the economy?
URA has adopted a technological approach to revenue mobilization. We introduced the digital tax stamps, and then also the non-intrusive technology at border points.
How much are we as civil society organizations relating with the government, relating with the executive, relating with parliament? Apart from a meeting like this, a workshop like this, how much information do you try to provide to all these entities to be able to strengthen the different institutions of government in fighting this vice we are talking about?
That we have international banks exiting and so on. But then I thought, isn't this an opportunity for some of the major Pan-African banks in the region?
You may not be able to reach out to some of these multinational corporations. They are far from us. How about those closer to us that actually are sucking the blood of the very local communities? Part of what we do, are we also not part of the problem?
The illicit financial flows affects domestic revenue collection. Revenue collection locally, if it is not achieved properly, it affects service delivery.